Hello everybody, welcome back to Renderbots. My name is James and today we're going to look at creating a snow globe, a snow scene, with some snow and a Christmas tree, and it should look something like this. There we go, we've got Mr. Renderbot there with his Christmas tree inside of a nice globe. We're going to build all of this, maybe less some decoration, maybe change a few things along the way, but this is pretty much it. And as you can see, we're going to be using a few things to help us build this. Very nice. So here we are inside of Cinema 4D, and yes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be building this snow scene. Now, I've got my Renderbot fellow in here already, but this obviously can be your logo or company word, something along those lines. Right, so the first thing to do is make sure we download two plugins that we need for this. These plugins are called, let's have a quick look, Magic Snow, okay, and Magic Christmas Tree. Now, if we go down to Safari, we have something called nitro4d.com. We've been here before. If you followed a few of my tutorials previously with Explode, and he's got a whole bunch of stuff inside here. And as you see, this time of year he's giving away his free Christmas tree. But inside of the word freebie here, we can also see Magic Snow just down here. So download those two plugins and install them. Now, I've done some tutorials about installing plugins, so please follow those if you need help with those. Once they're installed, and again, check the links below, guys, and I will put those in the show notes. Okay. So here we are back in Cinema with those two plugins already installed. Now, I've got my Renderbot, as I said, already in scene here. So the first thing we'll do is add a floor, which is this plane here. We're just going to stretch that out like so. Okay, that's something for him to stand on. This obviously be moved around later on, but this gives us a nice little base to start off with. So there's our floor. Let's quickly rename that. Floor. Perfect, there we go. And we'll name that Renderbot there so we can get everything where it needs to be. Right, so with that done, the first thing we do is going to make sure that we got enough frames to play with in here. So I changed my frames down here to 700. So type in 700 there, give it a click, and press enter. And now what we're going to do is stretch this bit out, so make sure that it's going to play all of those 700 frames, which it will do. So I've seen this set up with the 700 frames. Perfect. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our Christmas tree. Okay, so let's go to the plugins folder here, and we'll see the word Magic Tree. There we go. Straight away, it's very, very small. It's also not in the right area, so we can use these arrows to move it along to left to right. If I just press the render thing here, we'll see it's just like a barren twig, which is great if you want to do some sort of wintry scenes. That'll probably be perfect. So the first thing we do is the next thing we need to do is scale that tree up. So with the magic tree here highlighted, we have all these new attributes, which we probably haven't seen before. So size, we're going to set to 23, as I have done this tutorial many times. Okay, so I know what this is going to be. There we go. It's going to be the right size now. Next thing alone. Now, as you see, there's loads in here you can play with. So go ahead, have some fun. We're going to click on the word leaf mesh next, and very simply click on this little button here. Voila! We now have a tree with lots of cool, funky foliage on. Okay, so there's that, looking pretty good. Remember, this was just to scale up our Renderbot against. That's why we chose 23 previously. So with all that done, we're happy with that. So we can go to the word materials, and obviously we can create our own materials and drop them on the tree. If you need a red one, you can create a red material and drop it on. But in this example, if I press the word create materials, straight away it puts the materials down here and then throws them beautifully onto our tree there, which looks pretty good. But it's looking a little bit bare. So we're going to create our little bulbs to go around the outside and to light them up sort of evenly. Okay. Now to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide Mr. Renderbot here by clicking on there. Okay, so now he's gone out of shot. But if I hit render, he's still there. Magic, like a little ghost. Right. So the first thing we do is we're going to need to add a spline. So let's go to the spline key here and choose the word helix. Okay, there it is. Now it's obviously rotating in the wrong direction, so let's remove our floor as well here. So we just got that. There we go. As you see, it's it is a helix, but it's in the wrong orientation. So if I come down to the word plane here and change it to XZ, pretty good. And what we're going to do is going to put it into change these attributes here to make it work for us. So set start radius 2. In this case, because we're using all my measurements here, 93. Okay, so it's starting there. Start angle, we're going to ignore. End radius, we need to be a whole 28. Okay, looking pretty good now. End angle, we can change that to 1,500. Yeah, okay. Radius space 50, we'll keep that 250. Yeah, and everything else is fine. So now we've got a spline that looks pretty good, like my tree, right? So let's now maneuver these around. So to do this, we're going to go into our top view. We see our top view there. Give that a click there. And now we can maneuver this somewhere centrally into our tree, like so. There you go. That's pretty good. Let's turn off our Christmas tree. Yeah. Turn it back on. So you can see now that hopefully that should be somewhere in line, which I think it is. Next we do is lift it up a little bit. There we go. Yes, there we go. Look at that. So actually that's quite evenly spaced. Told you I'd done this before, right? So next thing is to create our little bauble that's going to go on this. Let's go to our little menu here and go to the word sphere. I'm going to change the size of this to just 8. Tiny little thing. Okay, so there is our 8 spheres. Next we go to our MoGraph and we hit the word cloner. Okay, so there's our cloner inside of there. We can drop our sphere now into the word cloner, just like that. Now we get these 3 here. Okay, so we just drop that straight into there. With cloner highlighted, we're going to change this to the word object. Cool, okay. But what object is it going to go to? Well, it's going to go to the helix, okay. So we grab the helix and drop that into there like that, okay. So see now they're all on there like that. Now what we do is change the count, so we can put a few more of these in there. I think I chose something like 30. What was it? 32? Something like that. So a little look. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. So there's our balls. 32 of them. We use that word count down here to do that. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is create a material to make them look great. So if I come down here and go create new material, give that a double click. Color is highlighted there. We're going to click on this little box here. Choose red. Slide it up. And you can add some reflectance inside here. Let's press now using R16 for this. So if I press add legacy, this is the older way of doing it if you like, and then drag that down, and you'll see that our sphere can be kind of quite shiny. So let's bring it down somewhere about there, and this is quite nice. Add the word glow. Okay, so with that done, drag that onto there. Okay, now if I press render, oh, very pretty. And now what we need to do is we're going to take that sphere, hold down the command key and push up. And that basically will give us, obviously, as you see, a duplicate. Okay. Now we need to duplicate this material as well. So if I command and drag as well to the right, so I've got it highlighted, command and drag, and it keeps another one. Double click that, click on the color, go to the red tab here, choose yellow or some yellowish color there, and then press OK. Yes, we get a nice one like that. So now we can drag that on top of there like that. Boom. Lovely. How marvellous is that? Looking pretty good. Okie dokie. So there was our Christmas tree. Really, really good. And there's lots of great stuff that you can do with that. So do have a little play. Have a little play. Okay, so the next thing is we need to look at creating the globe and adding the snow that this is going to go into. So let's just get rid of the floor again for a second. And we're going to create the globe it sits in. Now to do that, we're going to go to the our primitives here and then choose the word. Where are you? Strange, we look at this for so long. There it is, capsule. Okay, there it is. Okay, so what we need to do is make this bigger. So we click up our scale menu here and scale them up. Boom, there we go. Right, keep scaling them a little bit higher, maybe. Now we can't see what's going on here, which is very annoying. So first thing we do is go to the word display and click on Gorewood shading lines. Okay, that shows us how many polygons on the scene. Next thing we do is going to go create new material, double click on that material, take off the color, turn on transparency, and change that to 1.1. Okay, that's going to give us this nice sort of glassy look, and take off reflectance for me. Okay, so we just got the one highlighted there. If I now drag that onto there, hey, we can now see inside of it. Pretty good, right? Okay, now move our scale tool and we'll move this to somewhere like that. You know, and this is why this menu's here, because it lets us look at this in lots of different ways, and you can see there that we can jump around and move that around with that little move tool there. That looks about right. Okay, now with that done, I actually need to remove some of these polygons. Okay, so to do that, what I've got to do is click on this button here, make editable. Oh, you'll see the word shortcut C, right? Give it a click. Go to the polygon selection mode here. Now, if I press this, we can sort of highlight the ones and do this kind of thing. Okay, but if I give it a click and choose rectangle, I can draw across like that. Clever, right? But it's only going to select the ones that we can see. I need to select them and almost cut through the whole piece. So to do that, what we're going to do is let's go to let's go to the rectangle again, and we'll see here only select the visible elements, and this is what the camera can see. So if I uncheck that and maybe look at that and then drag across here like that and then let go, see what's done? It's actually cut through the whole thing. Press the delete key. Well, hey, there's our half done thing now. Pretty good. Looks like we could probably do it a little bit more there. Maybe go a bit higher. No, okay, that's fine. We can work with that. Okay, that was good, wasn't it? So let's go back to our selection tool there, and we need to add a base in here. So let's go to our primitives again, and we're going to choose the word tube. Pretty good. And let's go back to our live selection. And of course we can scale this and move this around, and we'll see this little hole in our tube here. So if we go to the tube here, we can get rid of that by moving this little pointer in there. Or you'll see, type 0 into here as well, that get rid of that. And now we can scale that up. Again, we want to sit kind of on there like this, right? Okay, so the first thing we'll do, let's go inside and make sure it's in line with everything else. So if I give that a click, and we can move this in, like that. It's good having circles because it's easy to kind of maneuver into position, which is something like that. Pretty accurate, pretty good. Okay, there's that bit done. Now what we need to do is kind of level up the floor with him as well. So let's change the height of said thing here. And if I zoom in, we'll make sure it's not going to clip his feet a little bit. Let's make sure. There we go. Some of that. What about Mr. Christmas Tree? Is that somewhere? Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. So there you go. That's the kind of base. And now what I can do is give us nice little edges here. So if I go back to the word tube, and if you see the word fillet there, see it adds a nice little bit there. Look, yeah, it gives it a nice sort of thing. Now obviously we can add more polygons and make it add more rotation sections there, and that'll keep it a lot tighter. There you go, that looks pretty good. And then we'll see the fillet here. We can change the segments as well, and that'll make it more rounded again. Again, more polygons, more render time, but makes the model look a lot neater. Look at that, looks pretty good so far. Okay, so there is the globe. It might be a good idea to save now. So let's file, save. Yeah, demo tree. There we go, that's fine. Okay, so there is our save done. Good idea to do it at that point. Right, next up is let's turn back on the floor. Okay, let's maneuver that down. Oops. So let's turn the floor back on, and let's drag that floor down so it's got something for this to sit on. Okay, something like that there. And what I like to do is give this obviously a wall background, something like that, for it to go against. So I'm going to take this floor, Command C, Command V, which is obviously copy and paste. And then I'm going to get 2 of these, you see, so I can use the rotational tool to pull that around. I need to make this 90, so if I come down here, make it 90. Okay, and drop that back, and push up like that. There we go. Okay, so it's got something to kind of go against there. Okay, now we'll add a material, so I go create new material. Now I chose a kind of dare I say, a Toy Story looking background for this. So if I go to the wood colour, follow the text drawn along, press these 3 dots, and I can choose the word T here, which is this, say no here. It's kind of like this really cool wallpaper. And now if I drag that there, see it brings it onto there now. I'm going to hit the rotation tool, move that around. Again, scale it to 90 down here, 90. Boosh there, and then stretch that out like that. So if I render it now, but it looks pretty, but that's much better, right? Let's make a funky colour for the base here as well. So if I could create a new material, double click that, colour highlighted, and we'll choose a nice festive red like that. That's fine, and we'll just drag that onto the base. Makes that look good. Create, and again we can sort of make the floor kind of have a material. Now if you've got some textures already built into Cinema 4D, you'll have quite a few things here. When you load a material preset, have a look inside there. I don't know if you've done that already. You may have done anyway, but I've got quite a few in here, and I've got this material pack wood. There you go, and I can have a little look and drag that onto the floor. Give a quick render, see what that's going to look like. Nah, don't like that one very at all. I wish I had a kind of preview thing, I guess. Wood, oh gosh, wooden floor. Look at that. There, that's fine. It doesn't matter at this point. It's just for you guys to have a little look at, isn't it? Alright, now, with that done, let's go file, let's save it again. Good idea to save at that point. So we have all the elements we need now to make this start to look like our little Christmas scene. So we're going to go ahead and add the next plugin, which is plugin Magic Snow. And if I hit my movement tool here and drag it up, we'll see that Magic Snow is represented by this square here. Okay, so we see it inside there. Now if I go to my top view again, so let's go top view, and I can now maneuver this into position. So let's give it something along the lines of there, maybe like that. Now if I click on the word capsule, which let's rename that as a glass dome. There we go. So there's a glass dome there, and there is our Magic Snow. We'll see that's beautifully inside of there. What's interesting with Magic Snow is if I go to coordinates, sorry, the word Magic Snow here, we have to size it from these menus here. Normally we go into the scale tool. We have to go into here to change the size of that. Okay, so with that done, believe it or not, all we're going to do now is just press play. Okay, so by pressing play we see that we start to get snow. Now as it's going to come down, it's actually not going to stick to anything, it's actually going to fall all the way through the scene. Okay, so if I press render now, boom, yeah, looks pretty good, right? But it's actually going to fall all the way through into the scene here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I have to set something up called a collider. So with Magic Snow highlighted there, okay, we'll see down here the word collision. So I'm going to grab my floor, which is this fella here. See, it's got a little material here. So Magic Snow is highlighted there. I'm going to click and hold floor and drag it to the word collision, okay. This means as it comes down now, it will start to collect on the floor. So let's hit rewind. Let's press play. And what we'll see is it will start to collect. Now, obviously, there's lots of great settings. I've got wind to make it look like it's sort of moving around all hustly and bustly. It's pretty good. Again, do have a play with this and see how well you get on here. Okay. Oh, that's the floor, right? What am I doing? I need to... that's that floor. I need to... Okay, let's go back. Okay, so it's all coming down. Okay, so as it's all coming down, what we need to do is make sure it collides with something down here, which is, in this case, our little tube base here. So let's double click that. Let's do the base, type that base inside of there. So I need this to collect on the base, not on the floor. Okay, so let's hit rewind. Click on Magic Snow, and with Magic Snow highlighted, we'll see the word collision down here. So I'm going to grab the word base and drop it into there like that. Okay, so when I press play now, what we should see is that falling down and collecting down here. It's good at this idea is at this point also to have a look at our settings down. You've got some wind, speed, birth rate, how much snow is going to come out and all that kind of jazz. So probably a good idea to have a good look at that. Now, as we see, some of that particles are now starting to collect. Okay, this is what we want to see. Now, obviously, what's good is I can just render at this point. So you start to see it's all collecting. So if I carry on pressing play, what's really interesting here is this is where your processor is going to start to kick in. I can just start to hear my fans coming on now. So the computer is obviously thinking about particles, how it's going to be collating on there as well. There we go, it's building up nicely. And I'm doing this for a reason, so we're going to let that collect a little bit longer. Okay, I'll pause it there. We'll press render. So what we see now is we get a really nice sort of spread of nice even snow. It's really cool, isn't it? It's really, really cool that it does that. And what we can do, and this is really cool, is the reason why I've done that is because once it's collected that snow, if I press this button here, keep the snow, it's going to generate a sort of a mesh that we can now, well, will be there when we start. So let's, if I press rewind here, watch. Ta-da! That's now stayed. Okay, so this means that when we start again, that they'll start to fall and actually stick to that snow again a second time, which is, again, it's pretty good. Now, in my example of this, I actually created two snows, okay, two magic snows, because you'll see that the particles start from this height here. So if I was to Command C and Command V, copy and paste, I'll get another magic snow. And what it is, I lifted that one up, and with the coordinates here, I changed it to something like 200 by 200, something like that. And you'll see that what's going to happen is you'll get two lots of snow coming down. Okay, so I started the animation roughly there, if you like, at that point there. So as it's coming down, it looks a little bit more even, you know, as it's falling through. See? Okay, so pretty cool. So there is our snow. So what we're going to do is just add a light to kind of make this look semi-realistic, if you like. So let's hold the light down here, click on light. That gives us a nice little light bulb here. Just drag that here, and again, have a play with this because your scene will look something a little bit different. I'm going to pull that light forward, and what it's going to do is start to light up the front of my little render man there. Let's have a little play. Obviously, you have more than one light if you like as well. Now, with lights, I always add on the word Omni, add a little soft. Oh, hello. On the word shadow, add the word soft map there. Give it a click. There you go. Look, that's a bit better. So we got a bit more light on there. So as you can see, that looks pretty good. Our little render bot man there. Let's just press play there a little bit and let that snow come down into the scene. Perfect. Hit the render button there, and there we go. There is our snow globe. Really, really good, and I love it because this globe will actually do some cool effects with all the wallpaper. So use something like this where you're going to get a nice distribution of texture, and it does look pretty good. All right, so there we go. There is our snow globe. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's save that, of course. Let's save it. Here's something I'll sort of give you an example of is you could, of course, use text here. And I obviously create this little scene for a friend of mine. Once I press render, you'll see we'll get a really nice effect. So all this is a very simple, mode graph text. There we go. And I just tried a few materials. That's why it's got all these funky materials on there. And just use the snow. And you see it collects beautifully on top of all the words. And we've got this kind of nice sort of look of how that was going to see how big the snow was there as well. So that's another example of something you could do with that plugin, is just use that. So I think it's really, really nice. So as always, thank you very much for listening and watching and subscribing. Of course, subscribe and obviously comment. That's all good. You can email me and follow me on Twitter. It's all my information is down there. It's at render_bots for Twitter, or you can email me direct at james@renderbots.co.uk. Enjoy those free plugins. Do check the description to download those, and obviously follow some other tutorials that I've made to have those installed for you as well. Until next time, take care, happy rendering, see you later, bye bye.